So,
but we don't want to empower people here. We say that are lawmakers. We have become lawbreakers. We have become criminals. We put all the money in the budget for ourselves and leave them out. I want to challenge some of your lawmakers. Some people say they want this senator. They're breaking all the law. The law is really breaking the law, but you want to go up.
we know it.
You know why people want to go out? Because they want to increase the time. They say they are too short. You cannot be a cancer, then you want to run global. You cannot be a lawmaker that disrespecting the law that we made ourselves. Then you say you want this and that, and then you waste your time. Nobody here can be for them to make it to me. But when we kill people, it's not happening and it will never happen. The only thing they are there for, when last people go there, go make it and say, Sankebe people, don't know what Moya Sankebe, one person and one way in law. But they sit down over there in point their family because they need work. And the person that needs work, and the person Sankebe person they want there. We implore our family because some people are happy. Because it is the time to be happy. It is no party time when the country is not better. It is every party time when the country is better. And we give this as a challenge to all of you people. 2029, we may be on the ballot for the presidency. Where we will come here and say, Brother Sakoles, you people will have to appoint a commissioner for Sakoles. Brother Sakoles, they are educated people. It's not about education. It's about how well you govern your people. They have people that got degrees, they know nothing. The only person with entry paper that they can't achieve nothing from. Our marketeers will come to power. In every country, at least 2 million employees are marketeers, people rather, and younger boys to empower themselves. The money is there, but everything is long never carry the benefit out. Because we are close.
Tell yourself, forget to forget about Yaka Koluba.
What did Baladino Yaga Koluba?
If tell Yaka Koluba, someone Yaka Koluba quasi, you are not letting you talk. You forsake yourself, Yaka Koluba quasi. Yaka Koluba quasi Korea. You want to know a lot of Yaka Koluba. So to them, and we know who names them about Yaka Koluba for that, and I'm going to run for Yaka Koluba there. You know when I move to Dualaya, you move to all the way to go, just to take the go for Yaka Koluba.
Last year you go for Yaka.
Yes.
From Bene.
Because Yaka Koluba and the one that is talking for you was. So you are telling to me Yaka Koluba because a budget.
Oh, Yaga can be talking to the president. It's not good thing.
Anything good for power, good for Joe. Yes. They're happy. Saying that you and my brother are not happy for you. They are not
When they were coming, they said they were freedom fighters. When they were coming, they said they were liberators. But when they kill their time, they change their mind. What kind of people?
Because I want to make sure I have something in my account that I can pay
What
for.
kind of people?
I mean, the fact
You freedom fighter, you raping our women.
labor room go to IB Bank
Freedom
or
fighter, you
whatever
killing our
private.
children.
So we learned here at AB Hospital here on counter diseases on this TV and a major issue for the years at AB Hospital. Following a major meeting, this down What are you doing now? What are you doing now? Are you liking all this? Leave alone total ID by borrow money more than 5 times. Because I want to make sure I have something in my account that I can live. I mean, the fact. So welcome, we're live here at Phoebe Hospital. So, folks, welcome, good evening, good afternoon, from wheresoever you're watching us from. Please help share this live. This is Blaze Online Television. My name is Archie Sebob Yene, coming to you live from rehab. So, here at Academy. So this heavy care hospital is purposely for children. Everyone here seems to be so.
Oh, yes, indeed. What a great day. What a wonderful opportunity it feels to assess, review, scrutinize, and of course evaluate the performance, activities, and what have you, of the most heralded rescue mission. When they were coming, they said they were freedom fighters.
They are freedom fighters.
But when it became their time,
They are freedom fighters.
You freedom fighter, you raping our women.
They are freedom.
they are raping our women.
You killing our children.
They are freedom fighters.
And in fact, I'm told the young people are organizing themselves. They said enough is enough on this whole rape issues. And time without, the society have to insist. It doesn't matter how many times. You just have to insist on raising your voice for the right reasons. And that's what we want to see. That's what we want our people to do. Don't sit supinely, don't feel complacent, and allow these guys to go ahead and do just whatever they want to do. Young people are being sodomized, raped, and gang raped, violated, and abused without any redress. And so, March 14 or March 12, somewhere, Tatos, Pakala, and other young people are organizing to say, to draw the world's attention to the issues of domestic and, of course, women violations in the country.
Freedom fighters.
You freedom fighter, you killing our children.
They are freedom fighters.
Freedom fighter, you destroying our country.
They are freedom fighters.
So that's that's exactly what it is. And of course, we're following these plus other issues in the country. A pleasant good morning to all of you, just wherever you are on our voice this morning. And this is Liberia's biggest and most informative breakfast platform, the Freedom Morning Rise on Freedom 87.9. Welcome, and of course, a pleasant good morning to our friends, our followers, and to those of you in the diaspora. It's always a good thing to have you join us right here on the big station, Freedom 87.9. where we discuss the issues that matter to Liberia's growth and development. Without fear nor favor, we speak truth to power. There are too many things to talk about, lots of things happening in the country, and of course,
I'm a freedom fighter. Oh, I'm on you. I'm a freedom fighter. Freedom fighter, then you know be a wasa. I'm a freedom fighter. Freedom fighter, then you know to be a baba. I'm a freedom fighter. Freedom fighter, then you know be.
This morning, we're going to be looking closely and deep at some of the most controversial subjects in the country. You know, the courts were very busy on yesterday as matters of legal proceedings were being looked at, and of course decisions were being made and all of that. Talking about the government of Liberia is against former finance minister Samuel D. Toure. So a decision to bring the court, to bring the case down to the lower court to commence the court process. Was finalized on yesterday, where we saw former Minister Toure and of course his legal representation and others walk out of criminal code C, where the trial into allegations financial misappropriation and all those levied against him and others will be administered. Then we go back to the Supreme Court. At the level of the Supreme Court, remember the Clark Hope Foundation initially asked the Supreme Court to squash the asset recovery of Mr. Councillor Clark Manting on a subpoena to provide evidence against herself. They said no, they couldn't do that. So what does the law say about this? But guess what? The court said go back. What do people say? Give it to them. So the court is affirming that the asset recovery have got the authority to do what she did. What do we think? The president will listen to lawyers, listen to state actors, and of course,
fighter, you killing our children. Freedom fighter, you destroying our country.
And the most overriding view that we keep hearing is that the action is a clear display of what many will call travesty of justice. Where the rule of law gets flouted to accommodate the political whims and caprice, and others have termed it as a persecution spree. What do we think? Right here, we're gonna make sense of that with you right here and open the phone lines for you to also weigh in.
They say they were liberators.
We're getting there.
They say they were liberators. But when they give their
But
time,
just before these conversations, we're gonna look at
they teach them, man.
take a closer look
And the people they say,
at this matter that drew the attention of a wide range, whether it's commercial drivers, private car owners, road users, motorcyclists, keke riders,
our children.
and all of that. You all remember some months ago,
Whether you teach them,
even workers of the Ministry of Transport. And then at the beginning of this year, the Minister of Transport had a press conference where he declared that every matters related to driver licenses, vehicle registration, insurance, and any other document in those regards will be secured exclusively from the Ministry of Transport. We have that recording here. We're going to play it. And the aftermath, subsequently, a letter from the office of the president, signed by the Minister of State, Samuel Stifkowa, challenges the position of the minister and said, look, as of as of March, as of the 1st of March, which is anytime next week, the Ministry of Transport should halt everything that has to do with vehicle registration and other issues embedded within. We have also laid our hands on a communication where the ministry itself has written to say that, oh, we coming more here for in all the thing, under pressure. Did they do that under pressure? Where's the pressure coming from? What have we gathered? What an interesting country. Dramatic twist. It's like the law is there, the procedures are there. I say, no, ignore it, leave it, because this is what the most powerful people want. This is the way they want it to be. So everybody got to follow. Driver say, no, this LTM thing is extorting, it's exploitative. We don't want it. We prefer the Ministry of Transport. The law support the Ministry of Transport, but the government says no. Support the Lebanese. Even the Senate Committee Chair on National Security, Defense, and Intelligence, Momo Sarah, there is an alarm that it will be dangerously risky to surrender all of our personal details to a foreign firm. The government says no. The president office says no. Give all to LTM. So this year is going to be a long haul, folks. Too many things going to happen. Our vulnerability, our insecurity, our risks are all going to go high up because the government is taking some decision comparing all of us to a bar. But we have to a bar. What should we do? The few people that dance in the pool water got us in whatever mess we are into. And we are living here. This is where we are. And that's the decision. There's a responsible, reckless, unfulfilled old man is delivering for us. We are coerced, obliged to follow suit, even at our displeasure. Look at these plus other issues right here on the big station Freedom 87.9. My name is Abu Sharif, your usual host, and it's always a good thing to be here. Straight up to 10 o'clock, we'll have these conversations plus other issues making news in the country. Yesterday, there was a scene of drama validating all of the allegations that the Ministry of Labor is infested with incompetent, unprepared folks hired only squarely on the basis of the tribal affiliations, to the point that 3 senior officials, deputy ministers and assistant ministers, Fumbo at the House of Representatives public hearing into matters of alien job registration and other job-related matters. The reason to provide reasons beyond why the ministry has astronomically increased the fees, and these are supposed to be the technocrats around these things. Fumbo could not even provide a compelling analysis or proffer a convincing narrative to back these policy actions within the ministry. So we are just moving this country like a cut hair chicken, a cut neck chicken, and all kinds of Tom, Dick, and Harry wearing coat and wearing yellow suits, and that's all they got to do to justify their inclusion. Liberia is in deep mess, and this is exactly what it is. And that's what they do not want to hear. And of course, I stumbled across this video of one appearance of my friend Julius Joshua, where a deputy minister of public works further announced that they are not even ceasing the demolition. In fact, they are going to intensify further. That they have on their schedule 27 more demolition exercises to carry out. So brace yourself, get ready for it. No sympathy, no empathy. The demolitions are coming. They're coming right there. Pueblan community, Johnsonville, Dupont Road, Marshall, Gardnerville, Jacobtown, Pueblan, and just wherever. Brace yourself. Every day you wake up, you have to be looking over your shoulders for LEC, power theft crew, water and sewer crew, yellow machine, bulldozers, and just anything is possible into this Liberia that renders you homeless, poor, and of course something that you never opted for. This is the shipping size of the conversation right here on the big station, Freedom 87.9. My name is Abu Sharif. Good morning to all of you. To those of our friends celebrating, I'd like to say congratulations, whatever the occasion is. And to our compatriot holding fast, I'd like to wish you a good day fasting. I pray for Liberia. We are in deep trouble.
There are crimes in many places, in every community, you can see. So if you see crime, you report it. Don't take law in your hand, call the right authority. They can't take your law in. Crime Stopper here for us, bringing safety to your door. Whether you rich or you poor, if you see you must talk it, and I mean you cheche. Do it for your safety. If you see it, don't keep it. You must call to report it. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crime for all of us. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crime for all of us.
Crime Stopper Liberia is your community crime fighting partner. Don't take the law into your own hands. Remember, if you see a crime, report it. This is a message from your own self, Old Man Sam Cyan.
Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper Liberia, From the center to interior, Crime Stopper. Keeping us safe, let's stop it. Crime for all of us. Crime Stopper. The people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper. Stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper. Crime Stopper Liberia. From the center to interior, Crime Stopper. Keeping us safe, let's stop it. Crime for all of us.
Okay, welcome back, folks. This is the Freedom Money Rise on Freedom 87.9, and today is Wednesday, midweek, right? So, yeah, it's a good thing. So, this is where we are. Yesterday, a young man led a protest on Kerry Street, saying that he has problem with the president to decision to appoint what he considers convicted a Supreme Court condemned criminal, right? These young people get Baba must say a Supreme Court condemned criminal as head of the Yellow Machine Committee. So I don't know, but we said it was clearly a design scheme to accommodate other people now and just share salary. You're talking about $4.8 million annually just in wages, what have you, and all that, right? And I know a lot of people have been complaining and saying, but why we couldn't get this thing to Ministry of Public Works, even though Gideon's the 22 million, we see the rule, but let's get rid of him, the man, and all that. Fellow Liberians, let's now go to our lives. Please kindly help support this show, support the program, share, drop your comments on the different issues that we are talking, right? What do you think about the Cloud Foundation legal process and proceeding now that the court has denied its motion, right? Or the Samuel Toure matters, or this whole traffic management thing, as the government and of course the president is resolved to a larger extent to turn over the whole issues of traffic management and operation, vehicle registration, driver license, and all of those things to the Lebanese-backed Labor Traffic Management. This is it. So what do you think? This is your country, and of course you reserve the view to speak out on the issues, right? Whether they're in your interest or not. Speak now or forever hold your peace. So let's see those that have joined already. We have Chris, Charles Weir. Charles Weir is the first right here. And he says, good morning, Freedom FM family. My name is Charles Weir, following from Jacobtown. Thanks a lot. Fa Dion Sam S. Says, good morning, Freedom Ras. Regular listener following from Tinker Village, Pinsville. Thanks a lot. Agatha Glasgow comes in. She says, I'm watching from Tinker's Village, RRA Road, where the common citizen children live. Abdullahi Kritikor, Cosmocrat Zokai Jr. Good morning. Saturday, Zonwe Wondue. Saturday, Zonwe Wondue is watching from Atlanta, Georgia, in the US of A. And Samuel Bakoi Jr. says, good morning, Freedom family. I'm watching from Catwell City. Karim Krumah says, good morning, Abu M. Sharif. I'm following from Vonjama, Lofa County. Oh, yeah, yesterday, my brother said he was in Foya. Yes, now he's in Vonjama. It must be a Lofa tour, but we'll see what it is, right? Or Nimba man, so going all in Lofa. We'll get to understand why. Maybe the man looking for one Lomangi. Say I'm following from Vonjama, Lofa County. Thanks for the show. But my concern is okay. I haven't. So this is Sawindo Rare. Good morning to you, Big Brother Abu, and to the Freedom FM family. I'm joining you from Logantown, Broad Street. George Satengbe yesterday at the HOR, that's the House of Representatives, was a confirmation of my allegations against the Ministry of Labor incompetence was brought to daylight. Oh yeah, Judge, you're correct. I mean, you're right. The likes of Donokolo and the others, I would say the name out. Those officials from the Ministry of Labor that were disgraced and of course embarrassed, thrown out for incompetence and all of that. This is Pop D Bawulo. Pop D Bawulo. Okay, comes in. He is a rescue puppet, and he's also come here to put up some puppetry. But that's Pop. Pop, it's good to have you join. Put your speaker up so that your other rescue multi-banks will hear exactly what we have this morning. Good morning, guys. My name is Eric Joe from Mount Barkley Red Light. And so this is Gadier OP. Good morning, Freedom Family. I'm watching from my comfort zone in Gatineausville, JJY. Thanks a lot. George Watkins Jr. Good morning, everyone. I'm following from the HQ of Honorable Solomon Chipo, District 13, Montserrat County. Samuel Hine Jr. Good morning, Chief. Ambassador Wharton Buchu Morgan Jr. I'm following from Johnsonville resident, Vice Chairman for the welfare, CDC regular intellectual militant. This is Linshield A. Gokpankok. He says, good morning, Abu. I'm closely following. Thanks a lot. Matthew Chie. I'm following from Johnson and this is Girlish Street, right? Intersection. Samuel Hine comes back again, says serious trouble. Liberia is in serious trouble. Honorable Wilmot Lee McCready says, good morning, big brother Abu Wilmot. Good morning. You're young man, you're doing very well. This is Mashik Il Kamara. I'm following this live from Freetown, Sierra Leone. Thank you very much. But what is this news about Guinean soldiers crossing into a border town in Sierra Leone, disrobing, arresting, and making a way, crossing back to Guinea and taking these Sierra Leone soldiers on the other side? What is actually going on and stuff? So I'm following from Dambala Town, Pokpa District, Grand Cayman County. Says a senior Dagose merger. Sorry. Stanley Sharif. Good morning, brother Abu. I'm Stanley, watching from Burrowville City. Thanks for the update. Otto G. Johnson is also coming in. Last, keep dropping your comments, sharing our show, and inviting others to follow. This is your own contribution to the work we do, the sacrifices we are making. Good morning, Freedom, says Justin Dolo. You have Flexible General Adam A. Davis, Boss Lane Gala is also joining. Kamara Aminata is joining from okay, she says thanks to the freedom fighters. Stanley Sharif comes back. James A. Koyate Jr. Flexible. Let me see. People are coming back and forth. Let's see. Determinant Moses Kamara, Mohammed Mariama J. Sharif, a regular follower. Bill Wilson from way there in Sanikole, Nimba County. Yeah, Sanikole, Nimba, Ganta, and all these places following. And so it's good to have you join. Folks, this is it. So let's now come for business. Just a few updates. We're reporting to you about the Phoebe situation. I'm told it's been brought under some sort of control, but it doesn't erase the fact that these were very embarrassing moments, and of course, a clear-cut demonstration of state abandonment, careless about the fact that Liberians, families, whether it's for 1 hour, a health facility where it gets shut down and health workers vacate the place, left the place empty, and patients in critical conditions were exposed to danger, and all of those things are sad, extremely sad. And it is also almost unimaginable to think that in a rescue government, with everything Mr. Barker said before becoming president in this country, that we'll be hearing news like these, and hospitals shut down, no medication, no light, and workers are striking, anesthetists have abandoned the operation room, and the laboratories are empty, virtually empty. People in critical conditions are dying, and all of these news are coming, rapes, and of course, mysterious killing. Mysterious killing has become kind of normal now. People just hear the news and they pass. So every day people are moving from one mysterious death to the other. Every day people are moving from one rape to the other. So it's almost a part of the rescue agenda. Raping our children, busting them from the back, and all of these things are going on, and nobody's saying anything. It doesn't raise people. Like we've continuously said, it seems Liberians are just tired of every nonsense that's going on. That imagine we change a government, we change a man who brought the presidency down, we took him from there because that was a demonstration of ambitiousness. People are being very ambitious. We want more. Yes, we are. You've done that, but we want more. We think we are missing out on something. Then for people to come at that point and then they're seeing rape on the increase, they're seeing mysterious killings, they're seeing police brutality, guns have been fired, killing people every day without accountability, or what have you, right? Violence in the streets. If police officers are not fighting immigration officers, police officers will be fighting marketers. If marketers are not fighting, and you find some other keke rider and a passenger fighting some violence, like a state of anarchy. This is it. This is what we have, folks, and we have to fix it because this is our country. But most disturbingly are the way the leadership of the country seem to abandon all of the cries and the reports and the complaints, and things are just happening normally. Things are just happening and people don't care. There's an editorial in the Front Page Africa newspaper this morning. Bulldozers don't just crush horses, they crush lives. So when I listen to the deputy minister from the Ministry of Public Works says that in spite of all of the complaints and all that's in the communities and in the places, and people were talking about humanitarian issues, there's no interventions and all that, and he says that, look, you're wasting your time. We have 27 more to execute this year. We're coming. We're not done yet. We have the schedule, we have the communities, we're coming for you. So the opinion seeks to this Front Page Africa opinion seeks to enlighten and, of course, broaden our understanding about this whole thing, especially for those of you that just be arguing, that development, and you're so blindfolded that you can't even see beyond, you can't even reason properly, right? So bulldozers, you may cheer the bulldozers because your neighbor home has been broken down and you think is an excuse for development. But they're not only crushing houses, they're crushing lives, they're crushing vision, they're crushing dreams, they're destroying and sending people backward as a state. What level of responsibility are we absorbing? What are we doing? Well, that's that. Let's see. Senate push to amend LACC Act. Penal code sparks backlash. Critics warn it's bar for good governance. You remember the other day we told you the red flag that was raised by CDC Secretary General Jefferson Tambakoji when he said that reviewing the proposal from the executive that seek to amend some of these, the government says corruption-related bills and what have you, is a calculated attempt to dampen the chances of Mr. Weah's participation in the 2029 elections. And this thing has been gaining currency in different political corners, and the debate, the conversation is there. And then the question generally becomes, why would the government want to deny other people their fundamental constitutional democratic rights? Why? What is boiling? Right? and the biggest authority to undo any of these unwholesome, undemocratic actions that's being fermented by a narcissist regime lies with the people. That power lies with the people, right? The people must rise up to challenge these arm twisting, undemocratic tendencies that already began showing face in the so-called rescue government. So the demolitions are on, the killings and all of those things are going on, and blah 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 blah. And so yes, this is where we are. There's a few of that for you. Then we come to the real issues. So let's begin with this Samuel Tuwe matter. It's important. What did the court say? Listen. Let me see. I think I have the video here. Let me get the video quickly for us. I got plenty of video here, so you'll wait for me small. Okay. Okay. So first of all, when the guys were coming, somebody else sent me something else again. It says they were arrested for trespassing. Okay, so they say the Guinean army officers arrested those Sierra Leone joint security officer, police officer, army officers from Sierra Leone. They arrested them yesterday for what the Guinean army called trespassing. But according to the release that I saw from the Sierra Leone Ministry of Information, Education, and what have you, said that the Guinean left from their side, they came into Sierra Leone and arrested the people. Okay, but this source is telling me that they were arrested for trespassing. So we don't know. Probably they trespassed and then the people went to arrest them and then they carried them back for trespassing, what have you. But we felt there's a bit of regional issue, but it's important that we get to know what is happening to our neighbors. Hope they are not up to something that will create a situation in the region. Right? That create a situation in the region. So let me see quickly, folks. Freedom 87.9. Okay, this is not where it is. Let me check on this other side to get you this, guys. Okay, this is the Solicitor General Augustine Fire, and this is what he said when Tuwe and others left the courtroom listening to Fire.
What do we expect in the coming days?
So
what do we expect? What do we expect in the coming days?
The mandate says the court will resume jurisdiction. And there's nothing else to be done because the people elected that they took the money. So they took the money.
So which means we expect this to be one of the shortest economic sabotage case in the Republic.
Possibly.
Wow.
Possibly.
Okay. So you heard from the... So what do we expect? What do we expect in the coming days?
The mandate says the court will resume jurisdiction. And there's nothing else to be done because the people elected that they took the money. So they took the money. So
which means we expect this to be one of the shortest economic sabotage case in the Republic.
Possibly.
Wow.
Possibly.
Okay. So you heard from the Solicitor General of Liberia.
Okay, I'm kind of confused. I've been following the case, and we all have been following the case, so to speak. So I was kind of bewildered hearing the Solicitor General of the Republic of Liberia, a man from Foya, saying that the case is over. The guys have agreed that they took the money. And then I'm asking, so why are you celebrating that the matter has been referred to the court to take jurisdiction over the matter if the guys have already agreed? I don't know how they call that. When there's a trial and probably you feel like you don't want to waste the court time, and you look at it and then you give in so that the court will minimize your sentence and your punishment and all of that. Are we at that point? So clearly, I know for sure we are not there. That's not what it is. You see, when people who are appointed in national offices and in position of trust, where they're supposed to demonstrate impartiality, starts to wear partisan garment, it undermines the fundamental essence of the rule of law and independent dispensation of justice in the country. And when these things are happening, then it's troubling. So every time we are hammering that this government has got to do what it should to ensure that this attitude of running the country on partisanship and, of course, dividing the country in the middle is unacceptable. What it will do eventually, it will break down trust and respect in, national institutions. So if you listen to a Solicitor General in a matter and being this extremely partisan and spewing out disinformation, it's indicative of a few things. Now, one, it could be that in their cycle, they've already determined the outcome of the case. So the independence, the transparency of the case, cannot be guaranteed. Don't waste your time expecting that this is going to be a responsible legal process, that challenges will happen and then the outcome will be fair, right? Because this man representing the state is already sounding partial, and of course, and somebody will argue, but the men are prosecution. Yeah, even being prosecution, but he's acting on behalf of the state. So there is a degree of responsibility that he has to go, right, that he has to carry. There's a degree of professionalism that he has to display, right? That communicate, and preserve the integrity of the trial. But these are the people, that are the lawyers and of course that are schooled in this area, and they're occupying these national leadership role in the country. But then they're printing and presenting pictures that are undermining of the very fabric that they're supposed to be upholding. Now, if this is almost equal to sub judice, right? If the Solicitor General leaves the substance of the issue and start to preempt and conclude the action, then it becomes a waste of time. Because it is because of trust, people kind of submit themselves to the court, right? That trust. If it was a hostile military, junta enrichment thing, nobody will have trust because you already know the outcome. That's why people always transition to democracy, because under those framework, this arrangement, you can repose confidence in the credibility of the individuals and of course the court system, right? So, but when elements from the regime starts to indicate that there is already a predetermined outcome among themselves, so they can come out proudly without any stoppers to tell you clearly that it's already done, the process, they took the money, when the people did not say that, when the record did not show anybody admitting of taking any money, especially in a criminal way where you're trying to beyond or void of the outcome of the court processes, right? These are the same people that went in the case of the fire at the Capitol building. Have you asked why they are not talking about the Capitol building fire anymore? This is the same fireman that passed around and just spoke loosely and just spoke ignorantly, so to speak. So where are we today? Go ask the same Solicitor General. Why have you not adduced all of the more than 100% prima facie evidence to prosecute the fire people? you were depending on witnesses and people that you arrested, right? Coerce them to lie, and they have refused. So you are determined to keep them in prison for as long as they are refusing to say what you want to be able to get a case in the fire incident. And that same man comes out, that same thing comes out, and they're telling you, say, and lying to the public on national radio, national media platform, that you finish. The men say they take it. You even go in the trial yet. You even go yet. They say finish. The men say they take it. How do people that are so educated, experienced, running the country like a gangster environment, and when you say it, then they say, "Oh, the man talking." Right. But look at that. If there's a CDC, all of you will be hollering, "Oh yeah, blah blah blah." It is a whole psychological manipulation. This country has been manipulated terribly by elements of the oligarchy to make you feel like, oh, when it is this unity party thing, no matter how absurd and of course backward reactionary it is, no matter how irresponsible it is, make do with it, accept it as the standard. They're reorganizing, rewriting the standards of governance in the country. Flawless too. Right? So now, this is what you need to know about the Tuer matter that we've gathered from few people very close to it. So when the state decided to prosecute Tuer for this issue about the national security spending and the procedure and the processes by which the money was withdrawn from the entity's cover and all of that. So the smell that there was, a dubious intent to steal from the state, which is fair enough. Now, so they queried Tuer to prove why. And then Tuer and his lawyer said, first of all, to begin with, this matter that you are after us for and demanding us to answer, we are under constitutional mandate not to reveal national security details. So this matter is not, cannot be prosecuted by you because we are covered under the immunities of the president, the national security president. So the presidential immunity, for revealing national security, blah, 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 blah. So we are covered. We can. So you can't even be asking us, because we can't come here and tell you, oh, we did this for this. That will be revealing sensitive national security details. Prosecution said no. So you are not covered. As much as the Minister of Finance and other guys, in the case are member of the National Security Council, but you're not covered by the immunity clause. So, okay, let's go challenge it. Tuer and lawyer say, we are covered. As members, we are covered. That's what the law says. The prosecution says no. They went to court. They've been going back and forth. So at long last, the Supreme Court says, no, Tuer, you're not covered. It's only the president. Right? So all of you members of the council are not covered. So if you take any action, I don't know, but that's how they have interpreted it. So you're on the National Security Council. To intervene at a time where there is national security issues, then there can be emergency spending. So the president himself will not go there. The president will send instruction down, and the relevant agency represented there will go ahead and do it. So whatever exempt the president, right, the state says does not exempt the executors of the president's mandate. Fair enough. That's the decision of the people who have power today, right? Thwarting the law in other ways. So here goes. So that means that appeal have been denied, right? Creating the room now for full hearing or trial. This is what the Solicitor General should have educated the people about. Then now he can speak his belief or his expectation. So when you say at that moment, you say, so now we're going into the nitty-gritty of the questions that we raised against former finance minister, and we believe that the actions that were taken were, was designed to corrupt the country, and we believe there must be accountability, and we are pursuing that. Now that we have won, and of course they've been denied, and immunity, so they're going to face and tell us why. But we can assure you that based on what we have, that we're going to win this case. There's no way these people will walk free. We're going to assure you that we'll win the matter. Then the country sit down and wait. But you create an impression that is false, misleading, diabolical, and irresponsible. That's what we want you to know. That you ought to be careful listening to Bwaka officials. They always present contrary to the facts. That's what they will do. So you need platforms like these to provide the relevant education. This does not mean win or lost to anybody yet. We are not at that point yet. So now that the lower court has resumed jurisdiction over the matter, right? In criminal trials like these, sometimes at least there's a window of, I think, 45 days or 38 days, what have you. Sufficient enough for all of the arguments, and of course, and it's possible that it could be shut up, but at least that's the window, that's the period they have. So in 1 month time also, we'll know exactly what the outcome is. Possible it could be earlier than that based on the weightedness of the prosecution evidence and the inability of the defendant to kind of free themselves. So that is where we are. It is and have set a precedent. So those in power today that are taking instructions and decisions, remember, after this regime, there will be a lot of interesting things here. The same people that are prosecuting Tuer for taking instructions from the president are the same people that are sending millions, spending millions, taking millions from the country cover to build mansion for the president in Foya. They are the same people that are taking millions to buy yellow machines, see the president project. They're the same people that are allotting millions to facilitate the yellow machine operation. So whatever law you think covering you as you're making this decision, your very government is setting a precedent that you are not covered. You can be dragged to court irrespective of whatever capacity you sat in or you are sitting in now and making financial decisions. If a government comes here, they will just make a determination, they will drag you, you can't say anything, whether you're a finance minister, whether it's in your purview to make financial decisions at this certain level, but they will wear the sentiment to go after you and you will come. This is dangerous. When you said that Tuer and others were stealing millions from the country, we all felt that you had some sort of prima facie. But wherein your action is to question the person's decision as finance minister to act upon the instruction of his boss, then it becomes a problem. Because every other finance minister will certainly have to act upon decision from the National Security Council from a standpoint of an informed national emergency. But you're saying no. So probably the idea you're trying to portray here that once the president says national emergency, make this spending available, you, the finance minister, can disagree and say, no, I am not making this available. That's what probably people wanted to have done. And we hope Gaffon and others are doing that now. Because there are several million, just in the 2026 budget alone, about $18 million earmarked for intelligent purposes. So whoever put that money there, and whoever going to be disbursing that money, and the other ones they disburse in 2024, in 2025, they will equally be dragged to account for these things. They will have to tell us on what authority And don't come and tell us that because you're in National Security Council, and of course, the National Security Council membership and the Joint Security requested this intelligence based on this, and that. Don't tell us that. It will not suffice. Insofar that you're chastising a man that sat in a position where he had to act upon requests and make available resources, because you cannot sit and allow the state interest to go down when clearly they have indicated that there was this national emergency, and you say no because you want to score political point on the man. But that your political point you're scoring now will become a national reference point for future actions. You don't run the country to put the country into an entrapment. You don't do that. But again, this is what you all voted for. This is what we have. This is the experience that Boubacar brought to the presidency to embarrass the country today and it's tomorrow. Now, we leave from that one. We come to the matter of the Cloud Hope Foundation. It was extremely surprising to almost all of us, lawyers and non-lawyers alike, intellectuals in the space and people that have been around for so long and see how things have gone on, to have heard that the president's asset recovery committee established by executive order had gone on to subpoena an accused organization to submit documentation so that they will review those documentation and find evidence to prosecute that very same accused organization of a crime that they have levied. Are you understanding? Right? I come and accuse you, I say, oh, you stole my car. Right? Then I finish, I say, all the paper and all the things you've been doing, provide all your record, your movement, the places you were, blah, 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 the things you have, give me everything. Then when you give it to me as your accuser, then I will look there now and start finding trace, establishing lead, to inform my allegation that you stole a car. Then you come to the court, you say, court, this has never happened before. This is unprecedented, and this is not in conformity with our legal framework. This is judicial overreach. You can. There is a law that says that the burden of proof lies on the accuser. You have to come and provide why you say that this man stole your car. But to tell the man, say he should come and prove that he stole your car so that you use that to prosecute him, then, I mean, it's unusual. It's unprecedented. Say, I'm going to the Supreme Court to correct that, to interpret the law for you so that you understand it better. That's what the Supreme Court is there for. Say, I'm going there and say, this matter, you can't run the country like that. Say, by heart, one man get very worker. Say, I get the authority, I move, and when you can't, they all be answered about it. You stole the money. You didn't get no lead, nothing. He has taken years to investigate. He has not found anything. He went to contractors and everybody. He got all the documents. Still, he can't find anything. So he said, you, John, tell me, all the people that gave you money to build the house, all the places where you went to go buy cement, bricks, steel rod, nails, give me all that receipt and bring it. Isn't that indicative of a motive? Like, how are we pretending because we just wear some degree of hate for certain group of people, and we're willing, we celebrate that the law is being abused, that power is being abused, just to satisfy the whims of a certain people. You want a whole country to appease, even against the law. It is the laws that kept all of us here. It's because these laws were being violated in the late 80s and early 90s, then the country went to war. And other people said we could not allow these things to happen. And we are seeing the reincarnation of these same patterns, where few people associated with power will wear the audacity to pursue people even outside the framework of the law. And they will thwart and redesign just so they can get hold of these people. Why should the country be in these kinds of jeopardy and mess? Why? Labor will not end the moment that you do these people. Labor will not end. Even as you're pursuing these people, you are stealing. Corruption is ongoing. You're closing your eyes on it. How many millions we are talking about from LPRC? There's this report about some 60 or some more $1 million that's unaccounted for at the LPRC. You take a whole gambler and put it over the refinery. And this is where we are. It's a public record. Amos Twe is one of the young guys in this country that are so extremely addicted to betting, gambling. In all of the casino, why you're supposed to be lying down, resting, getting sleep, and all of that, these buggers are gambling the country money. So you're not acting to preserve corruption because you've made it to look like you're targeting a certain group of people and the rest of the others can go ahead to steal as they want. It is their right to steal. The state action in pursuing corruption must be to set precedents, to set deterrence so that nobody gets involved. Somebody say 87 million, right? So that nobody gets involved, that the country is conscientized, is orientated to believing that the state has rigid and very firm position on graft. Then it becomes a public, generalized conversation. But when corruption is tailored, when corruption is kind of designed to suit and, of course, target a particular group of people, ignoring the law and the fundamentals of the legal procedure, then there is a problem that the country needs to wake up to. But it is sad that when you listen to level-headed people, intelligent, so-called intelligent people, educated people, these sentiments have equally overwhelmed them. When our education cannot capacitate us to be able to objectively speak to issues in the country void of sentiment, generalization, and of course stigmatization and all of these things, then there is a problem in the country where everybody, right, is vulnerable to political stereotypes and all of that. And it becomes the reasoning, irrespective. Somebody has double master, PhD hold. The man comes around, says, see this, and then he falls into that. As if to say he has not been trained into the consciousness of understanding that there are instances where people, for the sake of political manipulation purposes, they will adopt particular strategies to defame and blackmail. I think if they're unsuspecting people, they will understand. But even a level-headed, open their mouth and say, oh yeah, it's justified. They say, oh, but chief, you didn't see what they said about it. Say Article 21, say they won't say, oh yeah, my man, CDC man. Then it becomes a problem. Yesterday, people who condemned the harmonization today, they're sitting in corner and say, oh, but it was okay. It was better because the CDC ain't going to do that thing here. But then, they didn't see that. And they will not even come on public record to admit, but privately, they will be telling you that, oh yeah, it was okay. So these are among the many problems we have in Liberia. And you understand? So now, let me get us the report itself. And there have been lots and lots of warnings. Let me get us the report. And you hear how the whole matter going, how the whole matter went, and blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah. So which will come to... So that two landmark cases where you see clear-cut, determined desire to just target instead of the actual desire to fulfill the law and apply the law, because according to I don't know the picture with the statue at the Temple of Justice where it says the law is blind, right? But in this case, the law sees and determines what it wants. The law says that the person you are going for. and I will define how I will get the person. So you will go in the law, say no, they will say no, do it like this. And you have people at the court that are willing to give the room for it. So politicians go, they say this is what we want. The legal people who are supposed to guide our democracy say, if this is what you want, we'll give it to you. A matter of impeachment that was clearly political, as we know it, and people try to make it, we all condemn, say, this, blah, blah, blah. But matters that are threatening to the integrity of our justice system and our judiciary in general, people are still giving endorsement to that. They say it's okay, but they're forgetting to know that our rule of law and all of that is premised on precedent, stereo decisis. Anything you do, it becomes something that subsequently can be looked at and all that. So the court has ordered Clark Hope Foundation to turn over records to turn over its records, as Criminal Code A has rejected the Clark Hope Foundation's bid to block the subpoena in the asset recovery probe. So from the blue, like I said, asset recovery will subpoena you. So people go say, Honorable Judge, the thing what the people brought to you here, they're not what the law say. So you got to squash this thing and put it aside. If they want something, they'll go to court, let go to trial. Because the intent is to what? It's to fishing. It's a fishing expedition. And under the law, that is criminal. So they presented all of that to the judge to aid the judge reasoning and decision making. The judge ignores all of that. The judge says that I agree with the asset recovery because you know what? The asset recovery is from the executive mansion. That's what the president wants. So I agree with what the president wants. The law is determined by what the president wants. This is the picture. Now, Criminal Code A has denied a motion to quash a writ of subpoena ducis tecum filed by the management of the Clark Hope Foundation, ordering the institution to produce financial and construction-related records within 1 week as part of an ongoing criminal investigation. You say, the way the poor bid, you say you get reason to believe you get transaction that the people will take money from government. Then you have had 2 years. You cannot present any of these things to prosecute the people. So then you use the court system after whatever you did. And you tell the court system, say subpoena the people. You subpoena, tell them to bring all their records to us. And then that they will find evidence now to come by and prosecute them. They both say, Mr. Judge, this is fishing expedition. Fishing expedition is unlawful and is not supported by our freedom of law. The Judge Willie said, no. What the people want, give it to them. And I give you 1 week, give everything to them. It tells you how the country is running. In a ruling delivered Tuesday at the Temple of Justice, resident Circuit Judge Roosevelt Z. Willie directed the foundation through its managing director, Mr. Jackson P. Gbami, to submit all documents requested by the Asset Recovery and Property Retrieval Task Force. So using the court, right? Using the court to achieve a political end. Using the court, ignoring procedure to achieve a political end. Why should the court subject itself to these? And then these are the actions that inform the public condemnation at times that judges and court, and all of these things will get from some folks within the public sphere. Because when ordinarily people are able to see the degree of arm twisting and, of course, judicial manipulations being so clear in this sense, and then the reasoning are not legal to a larger extent, then people say, but then what's going on? Right? Now, The court ordered that the records be produced no later than 4:00 p.m. on Monday, March 2, 2026. The foundation announced an appeal to the Supreme Court. The subpoena forms part of an investigation into allegations that former First Lady Clara Weah used government resources to construct the Clara Hope Foundation and subsequently converted it to private use. Investigators are seeking documents related to the sources of funding for the foundation construction. Sources of funding for the foundation construction. So this is simply to say that this very government that levied all of the politicized allegations does not have any basis, right, to validate the allegations, but because they've already brainwashed the public, and politicized everything, so they say, the public will give us support. So you come here. So in the minds of the public now, they are the good people. All the other people are bad people. They're corrupt people. So any action against them is justified, even if the actions violate the law. Even if the actions violate the law. Where under our laws, an accused is presumed, a person is presumed innocent until proven guilty. But the atmosphere that has been created, right, is to say that the people are already guilty. We just need them to come through. So everybody go with the assumption that the people are great, the people are rogue, the people steal, the people blah, 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 that corruption, blah, blah. So that is dangerous, right? And undermining of the legal system. Now, to further give weight to that, let's see what Senator Nathaniel McGee of Margibi County says. So today's ruling in the matter involving the Clara Weah Foundation, in which the state is seeking to compel the foundation to produce evidence against itself, and the court has upheld that request, is deeply troubling and, in my view, a travesty of justice. Article 21 of the Liberian Constitution of the Republic of Liberia is clear. No person shall be deprived of rights or property without due process of law. And no person shall be compelled to produce evidence against himself or herself. These are not suggestions, these are constitutional guarantees. Fellow Liberians, are you listening? The law says nobody should be compelled to produce evidence against himself. But Judge Roosevelt Willie compels Clara Hope Foundation to produce all of the evidence by Monday, the 2nd of March, to the asset recovery people. In contrast to what the law and the Constitution guarantee. Right? So I see all of you passing around because of political sentiments and all of that. And you agree at this point that the country should be run politically, on political correctness. Then, when the tide change, and then people start to follow that trend, and then you will be loud, organizing protests that which one. You should remember that you're setting and supporting a dangerous precedent. This is what the law says. This is what the Constitution says. Now, in our system of justice, the burden rests on the state or the accuser, right? When the government accuses a citizen or an institution of criminal wrongdoing, it must proceed lawfully, indict if necessary, and prove its allegations beyond reasonable doubt in a court of competent jurisdiction. So all we are saying, follow the law and do this so that the outcome of the process can be independent, objective, and of course, something that the country will look at as a good example. But in the instant where justice sees and has an eye and determines its target, right? You flat this law, you ignore the Constitution, and you say, I am proceeding in this other fashion. And then you're reminded that, no, this is not what the law says. You say, no, go ahead and do it that way. Because I want to be politically correct. I want for the executive mansion to cheer. I want for the Unity Party supporters to clap that, oh yes, when we campaign that these people are corrupt, finally we deliver. Must that be the way how the country is run? We ask. Today is CDC. Today is CLA. Tomorrow, who knows? It could be anybody. Who knows? It could be anybody. Today is 12. Tomorrow, who knows? It could be anybody. Independently and critically reviewing the procedure, there are errors. We are saying correct the procedure, respect the laws, and follow the law and do whatever that you want to do. Because you know what? We want accountability. Everybody in this country wants accountability. We're troubled by the level to which the elements in the past, in the present, and even way before have used offices and, of course, have not delivered and have also not accounted. There are tons of cases. 22 million United States dollars gets worldwide in this country in no time on promises of making our roads pliable. You think somebody is supposed to give account of that? Somebody is supposed to give account of it. So we are saying, but in order to ensure accountability of that, you should not just go by heart and grab, and Minister Giddens and subject him and deny him his right through a kangaroo means and put him in jail for your political stooges to celebrate, and you think that's a victory. That could be a political victory, but it is not a legal victory. And you do not run the country on the basis of political expediency. It is not sustainable. It has the proclivity to drag the country backward, because when people feel suppressed, oppressed, and their rights have been denied, they start to consider alternative. And sometimes this is the small mistakes and errors that countries make, and then it generates further into some kind of full-blown issue, and then people say, but we should not have gone there. We should not have done there. And that's why we all have to raise our voice. In as much as we demand accountability, but let the state follow the laid down procedure and the law. That's responsibility. We thought with all the experience of Mr. Barker, that's what he was going to be encouraging folks to do. But I am not surprised. Courts are not instruments of political convenience. Like I said, political expediency, political convenience, that's not what courts are established for. Judges swear an oath to protect and defend the Constitution. So what about the case of this judge that upheld a decision that fundamentally contradicts a constitutional provision? So then, how do you juxtapose that with your oath of office? To defend and uphold the Constitution of the Republic of Liberia, and this is a clear, deliberate violation of Article 21. Can we achieve the legal outcome in this proceeding without violating, abusing the law that we are supposed to protect? Any judge who willfully violates that oath or circumvent constitutional protections for political consideration must be held accountable and should be ashamed. Liberia is not a banana republic. No judge is above the law. We will, according to Senator McGill, we will use our constitutional oversight power to ensure that judicial abuses do not go unchecked. Judicial independence does not mean judicial immunity from accountability. Liberia will never become a banana republic where constitutional rights are ignored and state power is used to intimidate citizens. The CLA Foundation has consistently stated that it is open to full cooperation with any lawful investigation. Cooperation, however, does not mean surrendering constitutional rights. The Constitution must remain supreme, and we all, including the senator, must raise our voice, join our voice to defend the Constitution. 0776 104 104 086 500 104 plus 231 86 500 104 are the numbers to call. Let's hear you. What do you think? This is where we are. This is how the country is going under the rescue government. Folks, good morning. Good morning. Go ahead.
Yeah, people have thank you very much. People have what people doing in the country, they're not right. They're not right today, they're not right tomorrow. What is about doing in the country, they're not right. Because all those instructions, those judges are they're taking it from Jesus Biden. Jesus Biden wants to we are a whole generation down. But the whole intention, you know what people say now? We are a woman, they are corrupt. They stole the country money, the whole thing was in a year. The UK, the whole thing was in a year. I don't have to really keep on yesterday, the one is saying he was in a year. Everywhere if I was in a year. Everyone telling you, about corrupt mistake, about corrupt people, but what happening?
But there is no corruption that has been established. So all of that, those are partisan sentiments, uninformed, and of course, misdirected. They got no basis. Even the president have got no strong basis to prove any case against anybody. So he is bending the law and of course, using political power to compel the people against the Constitution to say they're going to bring evidence against themselves. They're not even going in the case yet. They have not even going in the case yet. So on what basis you will be saying that George Weah is corrupt? You looking for corrupt people? You got Baka saying all the years he been in the country. What all the things? Stealing?
Yeah,
thank you very much. Good morning. Good morning.
Thank you. My name is I'm my wish you guys are proceeding. I believe they want to turn the country into cure. Because you just, I mean, the federal professional believe, I don't know. Why is he behaving like this? That's the thing, he just telling the law officers down. But, you know, to satisfy one group of people in this war, they are putting a children picture in our way because the other people is doing this thing, so they got children, they got family. So you consider those two things to have people at the end of the day when people get angry, they will do what they're not supposed to do. Listen to me. Please, just try and say this. Some of us lost our parents really well because of the things that they were speaking again. But today, just a quarter and entire group, they don't even care for all it is because they are still the entire country to cure. You get to it in the better part of yourself. Please, I'm begging you, President Willie, start teaching the Lord the wrong. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much. And I don't know the desperation to prove that the Weahs are corrupt. A Weah that has somebody in their family making millions, and still want to. So why would they want to be corrupt or steal? And even if you think they are, so you shouldn't follow the process to actually prove your case. So you on assumptions. So because you assume that they are corrupt, so you want to keep that assumption alive, and you flout the laws to prove that for your very sick-headed, dim-witted, poor-hungry, idiotic supporters to pass around, right, and start to deceive themselves and the country. Yes, today you're in power. You have 6 years to be here, but you'll be out. Right? You'll be out. Good morning.
Good morning, Abu. Good morning to all peace-loving Nigerians who are in tune this morning.
Go ahead.
For the record, this is Kosel. Abu, like the earlier caller rightly put it, this country will be plunged into chaos if care is not taken. What the government is doing today, they should bear in mind that they are not in power forever. If they have 200 years prophecy, is what they think that will suffice or let's say go on, they're making a mistake. It's like people are watching, even our international partners are watching. We cannot continue to flaunt the law to persecute political opponents. This is not right. We should not forget what led to the 1990 war.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, folks. And a good thing about it, when these kinds of open violations are happening in the country, the very people who stand the most risks to go through the suffering are the ones that will be jumping around and using partisanship and all of that. But mind you, when something go haywire in this town, the same people be, oh, you come for all, oh, you come for all, this, oh, that. You think anybody better than the friend? You sit down, you see that people's rights are being violated. The country is not being run properly. When the man who assumes power is expected to have knowledge about certain things and is prepared to bend, the man is prepared to bend the law to the point where to ignore the rights and privileges that Mr. Weah deserves as former president of this country, and they do not even give it credence, they do not even give it consideration. And you think the country is okay? You're talking Weah here. Do you want to put Weah to a point? And when that happens, do you know what that means? You all are dancing in yesterday, you're in Omega talking, say, and we're talking. What is the proof? Because you're so small-minded in this country, you have not seen anything big. So when people achieve greatness, you believe that they stole. When people do great things, you believe that they stole. Those mentality, because you are lazy, unproductive, weak, and unfulfilled, so you think when anybody achieve greatness, even in your very neighborhood, even in your family, if a family member, there is a secondary realities in this country. Even in your family, if somebody becomes successful, you all start gossiping and peddling lies in the family. Like the person doing this in the community. They say, oh, the person crossed the road. The other person here, they're doing medicine. The other person, they're doing. In the country, see, what are all of our mindsets about NIMBA? Because NIMBA has been prosperous, progressive, and they're working hard. Everybody in the country say, NIMBA people doing medicine. To compensate our laziness and our lack of vision, right? To make ourselves comfortable. They will say NIMBA people doing medicine. Then that means the reason we are poor, we get improved in our own countries is because we're doing medicine. Nonsense. You think when you feel that any other person making progress in the country around you is because So see this thing that I stumbled across from Senator Edwin Melvin Snow. Okay, where is this thing? I saw it yesterday about situation in Senegal. Imagine how tensional the Senegalese electoral process was to a point where even the former president had to jail his major opponent, and then the political party, the major opponent designated somebody else, his friend, and his friend won the election and beat the ruling party and became. But guess what? When the opposition won in Senegal, they did not hold malice. They've been following the laws, going ahead. Where the law is, they apply it. So now, the Senegalese former president, Macky Sall, has expressed a desire to be the United Nations Secretary General. And to achieve it, he needs the current leadership. And the current leadership has demonstrated openness and giving support. Imagine that in Liberia. But in Liberia, you have a man who assumed the presidency, and he said he won't kill the other men who were there before him. He won't destroy the man family. So then when you say that, you say, why other countries making progress, Liberia not making progress? When you take an old forsaken, good for nothing old man, main president, he didn't know where to go, no left, no right. Taking all kind of awkward, backward, reactionary decisions in the country every day, igniting more hate that the next 20 years this country will take to repel. And you sit down, you're clapping for that one. You sit down, you clapping for that one. Let me take more call. Good morning.
Thank you. This is Edmund Carr, and I'm the visually pushing for China President Weah. You know, I don't know. I don't care how long these people stay in power. One day they will have to go. So what next? This is the character. This is who Waka is. Whenever he take any position, he occupy anywhere, he makes sure he destroy it to the fullest. And this is what he's doing to our country. You know, to see the law, the constitution, is for our country. That has not been, you know, scratch us from the constitution. It stay there. We stay using it. So look at it clearly. And then it's a serious issue. So what do you do? If Class 4 were not going to take a few to the full bench of the Supreme Court, you refuse to bring in whatsoever you requested for on Monday for what do you go and close the constitution? Because there is no case before the court as we speak.
No case. No case on the bureau.
No case.
Okay, you tell the man say bring a document. People say okay, we get document. We bring a document. Yeah. So maybe the next move they will go and forcibly seize the place.
The manager of that institution arrested a hearing when you don't have case. So what do you do? So we are going.
The boss say take out to court. Go to court.
We are going to interpret that article to the one we are talking about.
Okay.
Their interpretation will serve as the I love the procedure that we are taking.
Okay.
Because we are taking this procedure or procedure so that tomorrow it will trap them, it will trap all of people. Because you cannot cancel it. They always say President K.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Edmond Carr. David King, let's hear you. Go ahead. Good morning. Good morning. You have to leave from the noise, or else I'll let you go.
Yeah, I walk in.
Yeah, but I can't continue with that, man, David King. I mean, you can't be doing that to your friend. How you sit down? You can stay somewhere that's good. You're contributing on national platform. Good morning. So when you get somewhere better, you call. Morning. Go ahead.
Abu, thank you for having me. I'm Ellis Kulu, and Abu, I joined you from Nema to be precise, District 7, Abu.
Go ahead,
let me say
Ellis.
Thank you for the platform thank you for the platform this morning, Abu. Abu, I don't know, some of people who work in the government, in the very department, I don't know, sometimes they can really, especially to the judiciary 610, I don't know, sometimes they're really asking themselves, President Barker will leave another administration. But what matter is my character. The old man have done everything and they keep working by his will. As you speak, Abu, there's a breaking news I'm giving you. Sanico, they name it. The effort that they are there, people who live in that environment, they are taking them from there, currently as we speak. That point is doing top administration, top of carrying a lot of correction on. So every priority that belongs to top of the present government will seize it and they will turn it over to the armed forces. As I speak right now, it is what we're in Sanicole. So the other people are saying, yeah, the president said God is not creating new land, but God continues to create human beings. So we are paying all the land, we don't know whether it's for top it, and now they are coming out to take it from us where they are expecting us to go and to live.
Okay.
So every sector the old man are damaging it. But our other people they are not looking in a way to say, no, we have to this time I was set for the decision that the president is running because as tomorrow he leave office, some of our entire life is governmental work.
Okay.
We'll be having no space to work. But they're not looking at issue, Abu. I think we have to stand tall against it when it comes to the club work, issue, so that the government shouldn't mess around it because they are testing every angle to know the weakness of CDC. Because they know within themselves, they are filled with Liberian people, and the only BR they have is the CDC. That's why they continue to carry the kind of act on, but I think this time around will be the last bus stop.
Okay. Thank you from way there in Sanicole, Nimba. That's Alex. And of course, let's take David. I hope you're better this time. And this is your last chance. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much for the opportunity. You know, Abu, these guys will continue to behave this way. These guys know very well that they are not leading this country with anything substantive that the Liberian people can care for the people. How can you be going after people when you yourself, what you're accusing people of doing, you are even doing worse? I want to say to Kamadi.
Let's forget about what they are doing. They're doing worse. We understand that all of that, but they say they pay attention to their own. But we're saying If you want to prosecute people within the confines of the law.
There where I'm going. You cannot talk about rule of law. You campaign on the basis of the rule of law has been trampled upon. You are coming to restore it. And when you say the rule of law was trampled upon, under that administration, you have opposition people go to court. They were free. People like you can call back. Mo Ali went to the police station. He did not see me.
But yeah, several you get won cases at the court.
Exactly.
Right? And several you get won to the court. You won cases.
We order the insult he bring up President Weah. President Weah.
No judge said they would come down on him. There was no discussion from the president. Exactly. Said, "Oh, that man at Yeke, don't get no."
Ali was taken to the police station. Because the Philip Kanga went there without just to say no, we cannot release you. We have a national security issue, so you have to remain in jail. That did not happen. You were released of Philip Kanga. Even though Philip Kanga is not a good lawyer, but you were released to him. So today you come to carry people for the capital penning house of care, you carry other people that release other people. And that's how people sit upon the justice system that Mr. Baga has done. Mr. Baga is destroying the country. After he has left the presidency, Liberia will be destroyed, and the Liberian leader that will take over from him will have a whole workload on his head.
Thank you. A whole workload on his head. On the diaspora. Let's take you. Good morning. Morning, sir.
Okay, I'm Tom Gio calling from Pennsylvania.
Go ahead, Tom.
Okay, Abu, our country is proceeding wrongly. In that an old man who took over the country, as soon George Weah concede defeat, the old man without any justification went to Dansco and took 518,000. Nothing. The next thing he did.
Yeah, they said that they're power money, so they can take it and do it anyhow.
Bank. Yeah, he went to Central Bank, his own money that he owed, 8 million. That old man took that money. He put his nephew there and took that money. No justification. Nobody talking. He take 10 million and went to Foya town to build a retirement home. Nobody talking about it. This old man so corrupt until when Ellen was president, 30 million came from Libya for agriculture project. Ellen entrusted that fund with the old man. He bought old machine. Today, the old machine stay in Foya. They can't move. Then he going after somebody. And the thing, people, they keep Prophet Key in jail because Prophet Key say, he abused a man, or the chief justice man, because they wanted to silence the voices of those people like Prophet Key.
Yeah, but Key is clearly a political prisoner. That's for sure. He's a political prisoner.
Political prisoner. You see what you know what they're doing? The judiciary is not independent. Now what that Paul was talking to say the judicial system is corrupt. Anything Waka say that what should happen. You know where we're going? You know where we're gonna carry the country? You know where we're gonna carry this country? You think the judiciary independent? Anything Waka won't happen, it will happen. That's what they're doing. Where in the world you take somebody to you take somebody to court, you take Tom to court and say Tom should bring evidence against himself.
Mm-hmm. The person say, if you think they think I take the money from government, go to court. I'm willing and prepared to cooperate. You say no, I'm going to court, but give me all your documents. Then we go to the law. Article 21 say nobody is supposed to be compelled to provide evidence against themselves. But thank you very much, Tom.
Yes. Okay.
Thank you very, very much. This is our country, and that's what we are. You can go ahead and you do what you want to do because you think you have a political case to prove, right? But at the end of the day, you are setting a dangerous precedent. Good morning.
Thank you. Mr. Sherry, good morning to you.
Good morning. Go to the point. You have 30 seconds.
So thank you always for the opportunity. This is Hussein Kew. I call you from around the National Transit Authority compound.
Well, you go big for small thing. You live in what you go do to NTA. So when you're not working there, you leave your house, you go to NTA. You be passing around begging for a handout. That's how your life will be.
Yeah,
then you can't be defending. So they give you scratch card now. Eh? They get caught.
I want to beg my father. My friend, you send me some money.
No, but you gotta change that life. You passing from one office to the other, and then so let you go to the post office to go big. Go ahead, let you rescue beggar. Rescue beggar. Let you.
No issue.
So you agree to rescue beggar, right?
Moving forward. I told you.
No. Answer that question. You agree to rescue beggar? You passing around. So you dancing people want to be begging from office to office. Using care. I sue for you, man.
Moving forward. So, Abu, just to say this, you work at Fabric, right?
My man, I let you beat going. So what Fabric gotta do? Your time finish. Your time finish, but you can't join. You go Fabric. Now who ask you about what plan not work? Now what we're talking here? We're talking about something happening. Then you say you work at Fabric. Now what we ask you for? Your soon money begging you go do. You finish it. Good morning. Let's hear you. Good morning, sir.
Yeah,
I have Tata you want to do. Go ahead, Ismail.
I call you this morning from Painesville. You know, Abu, what is happening in our country is a recipe for further divide among our people. I don't know what other people are seeing it from the other side.
No, other people just seeing it and find out, that CDC, okay, yeah, go ahead, do it. But they're looking at the example that's been set.
So I think these things are going to become precedent cases. You know, in law, the guy very decisive when we talk about precedent cases. And so these things are going to be remembered, are going to be referenced in time to come. Tomorrow, other government will come to power and they will go after other people and then they say, come, tell me how you acquire this property. Whereas the law prescribes it to be done in a different form and manner. But because of this precedent that we are setting today, people are going to be embarrassed tomorrow. So, I think in my mind, the right thing should be done. President Willie did not do the Liberian people justice by ruling to tell the Crown Foundation that, hey, you have to bring all of your documents to provide evidence against yourself. No, Abu, the fundamental rights that we have according to Chapter 3 of our Constitution should not be contravened under this administration. But I don't know for what reason people are just scrapping. They are not even doing the research to be able to come out to say that the things that are happening today in our country are going to serve as bad precedent for the future. Again, to conclude, people need to be on the country or law. We cannot run our country or kangaroo justice system because it's going to serve as a bad precedent for the future.
Okay.
Thank you for having me this morning.
Thank you very much. And so, Eugene Jebo, you'll be our last caller on this segment. We'll go something else. Good morning.
Thank you so much, Abu. Good morning. And let me say good morning to your listening audience. Abu, quickly, relative to the unfolding at the table of justice, relative to the Camp Marie Weah Foundation. Like many of Korea has said, Abu is a bad precedent. And the issue for me, for example, our lawmakers who have gotten work over the period of time. Someone get drugged to Assamata, to Beer Martin, and all those things. So when even the hostage and bail tomorrow, without placing a case, at the court, one day maybe another government, invite say provide your document. How you get a drug here? How you get that?
It can be any government in the future. We just follow suit.
Any government is a bad precedent. We hope the Supreme Court will rescue the situation and protect our laws. This is not about a particular political party. It's not about political party issue. This is about Liberia, and we have to be very careful. Thank you so much for the opportunity, Abu.
Thank you very much. Come step for Liberia. We go into other issues right here on the Freedom Money Rise. This break, we'll be right back.
There are crowds in many places, in every community, you can see. So if you see crime, you will report it. Don't take law in your hands for the right authority. That it can't take care of it. Crime Stopper here for us, bringing safety to your door. Whether you rich or you poor, if you see a you must talk it. Enemy you cheche, do it for your safety. If you see it, don't keep it. You must call to report it. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crimes for all of us. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crimes for all of us.
Crime Stopper Liberia is your community crime fighting partner. Don't take the law into your own hands. Remember, if you see a crime, report it. This is a message from your own self, Old Man Sam Cyan.
Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crimes for all of us. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crimes for all of us.
Okay, Crime Stopper Liberia, folks. Welcome back to the final lap of the conversation. And so, okay, let's go ahead. So GT Bank have some issues. Okay. So GT Bank says they have some issues. So, for those of you that got business to do with GT Bank, I think there's a public notice. You have to check it up. I'm not going to do it for them. If they wanted, they got to pay for it. But I think there's an issue. Whatever the issue is, you want to know. If they want us to tell you, let them come to business office and pay some money, and then we'll tell you. But what we can say, GT Bank has some issues. What is it? Check it up yourself. So, fellow Liberians, we're going beyond that. And this is our country. No matter what, we're going to be here. The issues happen. We look at them. We say our own. And of course, we watch and see. So in a matter of the traffic management situation, the latest communication in our possession comes from the Minister of the Ministry of Transport. And it is directed to the Commissioner General of the Liberia Revenue Authority, Double Jala. Double Jala and the Ministry of Transport have been working hand in hand in the issues of driver license, vehicle registrations, and of course, collecting the revenue at that level, because they're the statutory agency responsible for that. So as the ministry is buying out of the process, she has to formally communicate that with the Ministry of, the Revenue Authority, so that the Revenue Authority doesn't go and then expecting to do. So this is what they said. On the 20th of February 2026, Honorable James Double Jala, Commissioner General, Liberia Revenue Authority, ELW Junction, Pinsville, Liberia. Dear Honorable Jala, subject: request for shutdown of motor vehicle and driver license registration system at the Ministry of Transport. So the subject of this communication is to request the LRA to shut down, right, the vehicle registration and driver license at the ministry. The Ministry of Transport presents its complement and respectfully requests a shutdown of all new motor vehicle and driver license registration within the tax administration and LISTAC system on February 28, 2026 at noon. So the ministry is telling the LRA that by the 28th of this month, make sure that in your tax system, you shut down all the possibility of registering vehicle to the Ministry of Transport. Why? This measure is essential to support the ongoing administrative transition and reconciliation efforts related to vehicle registration and driver license services. We kindly request that all new registration and transactions be stopped in tax administration and list tax system on the specified date to ensure a seamless transition to Liberia Traffic Management Incorporated. The Ministry of Transport that was resisting traffic management and that said that clearly its statutory functions were being usurped and given to a third party, violating the laws establishing the ministry without any amendment or repeal of those functions. The executive have done that. The minister earlier this year had a press conference reaffirming its constitutional duty and oversight on every matter relative to vehicle registration and driver license issuance. Have somersaulted under pressure to come back to say, we thought the country was running by the dictate of the law. But no, the country is no longer running by the dictate of the law. So we want to let you know that our henna inside. So anything about vehicle registration, go to LTM. It smells even deeper trouble. Everybody's caving in. Everybody's caving in. Nobody has the courage to stand for their country anymore, defend the law, defend the institution, and what have you. They were bending backward to accommodate, authoritarianism. And it's going on. Notwithstanding, the Ministry of Transport remains committed to engaging the Liberia Revenue Authority in other revenue-generating initiatives within its statutory role. We look forward to continuing collaboration with the LRA in this regard. Thank you for your understanding and support. Sincerely, Honorable Salif Arotalo, Minister. C.C. Kape, the Minister of Justice. The Minister of State and the Ministry of Justice. So to prove to the President office that what you asked me to do, I've written the communication and I CC Kape. So it goes to Sam Steve Kwa, he sees it, he says, okay, you're in line. Then it goes to Oswald Tua, he sees it. The Attorney General, he says, okay, you're in line. This is where the President wants to go. This is where Jojo Baka wants to go. This is where Gregory Como wants to go. So, okay, we'll all go. Don't forget about that. Oh, the law say Ministry of Transport and things. So, I'll go on this side. I'll be putting the money on the surface. This is it. Then a third-party company that was hired to contractual arrangements by the ministry to perform these tasks on the ministry's behalf, right, is MDMC, which is ultimately affected by these actions. So they have taken a lawsuit, or they have, pursued the process through the court. So this is Councillor Jonathan T. Massaquoi, International Law Group, LLC, Monrovia, Liberia. Dear Councillor Massaquoi, and this is coming from the Office of the Clerk, Supreme Court of Liberia. In read, the management of the Modern Development and Management Corporation, MDMC, represented by and through its Chief Executive Officer, Mr. John S. Ubote, Sr. of the City of Monrovia, Republic of Liberia, petitioner. For what? Well, let's know they are petitioning against who? Versus the Ministry of Transport. So I just read to you the action the Ministry of Transport took. So the Ministry of Transport is in contractual agreement with MDMC without any amendment to the contract and all of that. they write the LRA canceling and, of course, removing itself because it is their constitutional duty to perform that tax. But because of capacity issue, so they brought in a third party to execute it through contract. If not done anything on the contract, they not say anything, but because of pressure from the executive mansion, so they write. Then MDMC is affected. MDMC said, but I've gone based on the authority granted me through the ministry and the validity of the contract without exhausting any of the procedure in canceling and termination of the contract. I've gone to expensive. Remember, they unveiled the new plates and all of those things. So who pays for that? So I said, no. Let's go to the court. So the petition for a writ of prohibition. MDMC say, Transport Ministry, you read our letter. So let me go to the court. Court, please stop the Ministry of Transport for what they're trying to do. After entering an agreement with me, putting me through expensive, they're doing this. Were they talking to me? Right? Honorable Salif Alatalo and Management of Liberal Traffic Management Incorporated, LTM, represented by its authorized representative of the City of Monrovia, Republic of Liberia, responded. So this other man trying to hijack my functions, and this other man is trying to breach a contractual agreement. So you have to come in, because when people have grievances under our laws, we went to the court for redress. By directive of His Honor Yusuf D. Kaba, Associate Justice presiding in chambers, you are hereby cited to a conference with His Honor on Friday, February 27, 2026, at the hour of 10 a.m. in connection with the above captioned case. Kind regard, very truly yours, Councillor Sam Mawulu Clerk, Supreme Court of the Republic of Liberia. This is where we are. So when you thought it has been resolved, there is a case that has opened. So there's a communication saying that you can go do, and there's a so the conference will be on Friday. The outcome of the conference now will tell us where are we. But it all points to one thing. The desire by the president to run the country based on his feelings, ignoring the laws. Not by the law any longer. Then the end beneficiaries, the Kamene, the truck driver, and other people who were directly affected. We can go to the different video. Protests, go slow, everything. So the president is not even willing to run the country per the desire and the interest of his people, the citizens. No. So you can cry blood, you can do whatever. President says no. No matter what you say about LTM, that's LTM want to deal with. LTM for the past 2 years did not remit any money to government cover. Yes, that LTM want to deal with. LTM is, ruthlessly issuing tickets on issues, and of course they're overcharging and all these things. And defective letter, they gave you $50 ticket, gave you $100, $500 for not having document, blah blah blah. They're harassing and intimidating the presidency. Move on. Take the Ministry of Transport function, carry there. This is the rescue government. This is the rescue government. Okay, let me try to get something. Right? Okay. Let me try to get something quick playing. Just give you a background. And so you will ask yourself now and say, then you ask yourself and say, oh, but why the sudden change? This minister who was sounding like this, go back and write a communication and say, the thing I said that will make us talk.
And the registration of motor vehicles.
This is the Minister of Transport.
responsible that is responsible. Ministry of Transport is the only statutory body in the Republic of Liberia that is responsible.
The Ministry of Transport is the only statutory body. That very minister that said that. So what have changed? What happened? Did the legislature change that? So what changed that statutory authority of the Ministry of Transport on the 20th of February 2026? So what changed it? Was there any action from the legislature? I've
For
not
the
seen it.
issuance of driver license and the registration of motor vehicles. Our people.
The entire ministry was excited. Say, okay, we are returning to status quo. Now we are willing to follow the law. As Ministry of Transport, this is part of our statutory duties and responsibility. But some are trying to watch, some are trying to steal that from us. And we are glad our minister is sounding confident. And now we have relief. A few weeks later, the same minister bowed to pressure.
We are encouraging all Liberians to not go anywhere to do any vehicle driver license or vehicle registration.
Listen to that. Then the very minister instructed every Liberian to not go anywhere to do vehicle license or driver registration, or driver license or license plate or whatever the case. Do not go anywhere. Standing on the authority of the Ministry of Transport, the Minister of Transport sent that notice. And a few weeks later, something happened.
If we do so, we will take those plates off of those vehicles, and you have to pay that fee also.
And even threatening that by doing so, by going anywhere else, the ministry and the government was going to take that plate off and you will pay extra money.
The Liberia Revenue Authority collects revenue that generated from motor vehicle activities at the Ministry of Transport and our decentralized points. We all have to be law-abiding. I'm admonishing you, I'm encouraging you.
And I like that point where he said we all have to be law-abiding. Huh? So what is the law here? The law says the Ministry of Transport should issue driver license, vehicle registration, and handle all motor vehicle related activities. That's what the law says. So to be law-abiding is to transact these through the Ministry of Transport. And reminding that we all must be law-abiding, a few weeks later, Seaman said, we all should not violate the law and go to LTM because that's what the political powers want.
Kindly proceed to the Ministry of Transport and get those things done. Anywhere.
This is how sadly and, of course, embarrassingly that this country is running. This is how disturbingly this country is being run. Come here, let me get you the other one. Right, let me get you the other one quickly, and then we can open the phone lines. So, after the minister said that, what did we see? A letter from the president's office. President Bouaka orders the transfer of all driver license and vehicle registration functions from the Ministry of Transport to Liberia Traffic Management Incorporated, effective March 1, 2026. Is that the way it's supposed to be done? President, this is not wartime. We're not running the country by decree. And the president wakes up, write a letter after the minister have reminded all of us about the statutory authority and where we're supposed to do what. The president orders through a communication, a flying sheet. The president orders and say, I am directing all the functions of this ministry to LTN without going to the legislature. But this is your experience, president. This is the man with long time experience. I know government being there, blah, blah, blah. This is how you run the country. And when we sound demeaning, and he said, oh, we are sounding demeaning. But the man is demeaning to himself. Right? Look at the man action. The man is slapping his own education in the face. He's slapping his own experiences in the mud. The man is condemning himself. The president is condemning himself. He's condemning his knowledge. He's condemning his education by running the country in a complete childish form and manner. Look at that. So what accounts for the validity of his experience or his knowledge of governance? What compensates for that? When he ignores statutory channels to achieving ends in governance, and he breaks the law. This is a rebel style leadership. I mean, this is a complete rebel style leadership. Now you begin to understand why others always call this old man an RUF rebel, and of course a general of the Lufa Defense Force. Used to those kinds of unregulated means of just sending out instruction. Do the You take the function of a whole ministry and you write it and send it. You say, take it from here, carry here. Let's hear you, drivers, road users, ordinary citizens. This is where we are. Ignoring all of the risks, whether the Al Qaeda, whether the foreign people come and take. Momo Siles on the Defense and Security Committee. Let me tell you what he says. And then open the phone lines quickly for you to interact. Right? Everybody I've spoken and said, the president said, take it from there. And he's not even doing it the right way, though. And somebody said, oh, no, we shouldn't talk because the man are old man. The man get experience. Experience, my fault. Door empty, brainless, clueless. And you say, experience. What's the worth of the experience if it's not manifested through the actions and decisions that you're taking as head of state? What is the worth? Why should it even matter? Why should it even matter if even you, your very self, is abandoning and, of course, ignoring and taking actions that are ultra-viral? Completely. So what's the validity of your experience? What's the validity of your knowledge and ability and blah, 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 and all these things? What is it? But let's take calls while we look for this. 0776 104 104 086 500 104 plus 231 86 500 104 are the numbers to call, and you will be live on the radio. Senator Reed's red flag over national security threat. Accused. Okay. Right. So this caller here. Good morning. Let's hear you.
Yeah, good morning, Abu.
Good morning.
Abu, this is Eric, and I do join you from somewhere in Tuesday. See, Abu, we are not saying the father don't have the right to leadership. So all along, he has been a dictator, and he will continue to be a dictator. But here's the issue, Abu. You say, you took this LTN, who is headed by Mohammed, a Hezbollah executive member, who participated in an election in Lebanon in 2020 and won that parliamentary seat on the Hezbollah ticket. Now you took our database system and tell them what to them. Do you think the Israeli embassy president near Monrovia and that of the American, the British, the German, are they going to also do the biometric with the
That's a question from Mr. Buakai. Good morning.
Good morning, Abu.
Good morning.
Yeah, I'm Cornelius Mo. I'm calling from Terrace Street.
Go ahead,
and also,
Mr. Mo.
I'm a supervisor for one of the biggest company all the tribes. Yes, Abu, this is scary. This is very, very scary. You don't believe it, that most often when a driver go out, just leave the car, and maybe you eat what you jam, you know what you jam, and go into the place, and then when they come and tow
traffic management. You know what I mean? That you will not believe that you pay $200 to free that car. If the policeman...
And you said when they tow the car, you pay not less than what? $200? $200,
yes. I'm telling something serious, Abu. I'm telling something serious. And when a policeman arrests you, and then they give you a ticket, Abu, majority of the ticket in and around Moronga is from traffic management. When you go there, just like I think you said something before about just your leg, where your leg, maybe the school movement is shaking you to drive.
It's a defective light.
Thank you, Abu. You pay now $50. And this thing, and more especially again, now this thing, I just want to know, like you said, constitutionally. So now, what would become of transport ministry now? To tell me, because the one transport will not be the transport. So
they will just be there taking pay and, leeching on the country cover, that's all.
Definitely. And this thing, people are looking at it and see that all this thing, we need to be very careful. We need to be very careful because it's like being taken this likely. And this country get into something else, my brother. We are not praying for that. And there will be something else for all. Thank you, my brother.
Okay, thank you very much. But that's the decision of the president. He has compelled the minister. The minister said give her. The minister is trying to play a hard ball, stand with the law, but he has to give it. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, Brother Abu.
Morning, sir.
Certain, this is the common point chairman. And I'm COP really I join you from Soviet the chauffeur. Certain, we are in deep trouble and problems. What is happening is mind-boggling. Certain, and the opposition, they are, secret and taking this is unprecedented leadership. No, this is not unprecedented leadership. This is unprecedented leadership. Now in our history, we heard that there was a celebration address that the Supreme Court, in that bench, they maintain and such government, you get comfortably, and they are doing nothing about that. This government has flattened every rules and law. This government has no respect for institutional independence. They don't have respect for institutional independence. That is why they will break all of our law, whether it is constitutional law, whether it is statutory law. So any opposition who's hearing me, forget about the code. That's just or charade. That's just shenanigans. No, the code are already been weaponized. The code in Labrador is no longer having a functional democracy. The democracy in Labrador is not functioning, is malfunctioning. So the only thing we can do now is grab one of these instances, send it to these tyrants, these dictators that come back, those I call it or major that have come back to power.
Hooligans have hijacked the state, but thank you very much. Good morning. Sorry, I have to replace you. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Abu.
Morning.
I'm patient for people.
Go ahead.
Abu, we eat zero problem with the people. I know how we reach to the place. I know how we get to the place, Abu.
And about dancing in pool water, pool water dance.
Our people, including you, Abu. That's the woman and the last lady step to that station. The last lady captain. If we only listen to people, they say Abu won't lie. You see how I wish. You think we'll get anything for that court? That court is a unity party court. The people are telling what I want us. So long, we say Yami water, nothing will get for that court.
Okay, thank you very much. Good morning. We're talking transport matter. LTM is in charge. The president has given his endorsement. Who you're talking about? The George?
Yeah, the Roosevelt Willie guy.
George, you mean George Willie?
George Willie. I think this I don't know, this guy has busy with the devil.
Okay, that old man, my man, that's George. So at the end of the day, you can blame the George. Good morning. You can talk about the issue. Yeah, go ahead.
All right. My name is Prince Sibawa, and I'm calling from my resident, precisely for the community. Yeah, you see, sometimes some decision taken, and decisions are taken because people do not know their way forward. What do I mean? The Transport Minister came up with a statement, a press statement, related to vehicle restrictions in license plates will only be provided to the Transport Ministry.
Yeah.
Then a few weeks later, we see the president sending a communication mandating that vehicle restriction in license plates should be done through the traffic management team. You see a company where you find people just at the ministry.
Then he wrote the LRA lieutenant say that they're stopping. But then the subcontracting company have taken the matter to court, MDMC. You don't forget about that. It's a whole basket of issues.
I know, granted. But our ministers were in the first direction where they look at the transportation sector not just to be on the main road or on the asphalt road, but what happened to rail transportation? What happened to water transportation? If they can explore this kind of avenues, I mean, you're not finally appearing like, oh, they are taking up another job from us.
No, but then you should be holding the government responsible. Since these sectors are not developed, it is the government that's supposed to be taking these foreign companies and giving them concession in this other area and leave the other one. So the one we pay for ourselves that we're managing, then you take that one from us. You give the foreigner. So foreigner, we say they get capacity. I thought they the ones that will go help us develop the rail and the water transportation in the country. They bring boat in and put all these things. So the LTM supposed to go deal with that one. That the government should hold. That's the ministry.
Exactly.
Okay. Thank you, my brother. Thank you. I mean, the ministry is part of the government, but I mean, in the sense of trying to say the complaint of the ministry in particular that the job isn't taking. I mean, and preferring that as an alternative. I think it is the government generally that should be thinking forward and say, okay, let's use these people as an opportunity to develop other transportation and sector. Whether it's the water transport, the rail, and all of that. Good morning.
Yes, thank you, Abu, for the second segment. Although I was cut off the first one. So
you wasted your own time. So forget about history. Nobody asked you about what plan not work. So speak to.
This is more important.
Okay.
Yes, this is more important. This is what I fought for. So Abu, there is an act that created the Ministry of Transport, and then that act was created through the national legislature, and the legislature also has the right to visit or reform the law.
So has the legislature done that in this case? But first of all, what does that law say in respect to the subject that we're discussing?
So the Ministry of Transport is responsible to issue driver lessons, right? Lesson plates and other stuff that falls in that purview, right? Now, it was presented to the legislature.
So let's go to the legislature. Did the legislature change that responsibility? The legislature take that responsibility away from the ministry?
Of course, Abu. I thought you are aware.
You are a blatant, bull-faced liar. Get up from here. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, brother Abu.
Good morning.
Thank you very much. My name is Dennis Sharia, joining from Bellevue.
Go ahead.
Thank you for the topic of the discussion. You see, brother Abu, in this government, any minister or director that you want to work in the interest of this country, didn't know what kind will not give you what is exchange for you to work in the interest of the Liberian people. Because the Liberian people, they are a comprises of what? A few individuals from different political parties, both CDC and Unity Party and other political parties as well. So if the ministers or the transport ministry take over that particular department, will be working in the interest of the people. But if that particular private company take over that particular entity, the work.
So that means you disagree with the president's discussion?
Yeah, but the president don't want to work in the interest of the Liberian people. He only want to work in the interest of his pocket.
Okay, thank you very much. Good morning. Let's hear you. I'm okay.
This is Marcy to the public. I'm calling from private guys.
Go ahead, Marcy.
Thank you for the show. Look, sometimes when they walk for, sometimes can be for. It's like you won't go to school, but you won't do everything in this country about Liberia. What you explain this morning, elected as of created. So the legislature, they are going back to the legislature. Go back, they we talk, they want to get comfortable. And the territory is this and that. So I want to go to come. We think everything I run you.
Come on, who's scared of you? They make any debate you saying and run away from you. Who's saying coming waste your time?
I want to tell you that it's wrong.
Yeah, right. The fair men that run away from you in the country on debate are in there. Anywhere you go, you must say, make him run away from you. Thank you, Masisi. Make him run away from Masisi. Say that debate, you run away. The last caller here on this line, and then we move. Good morning.
Yeah, morning, Abu. Thank you. You know, sometimes when the government surrogate are defending the government, and they don't look at the impact, the effect, you know, because the whole agreement, what it does is that it's taking money away from the revenue of our country. You know, normally we have a saying in this country, as soon as you see transport people on the road, you say, government broke a deal, they can't look for money to go pay salary. You know, we'll be laughing in the car and moving. But that has been taken away. Okay? So these are some of the reasons why you see drama in the government. Because they are concerned, the government concern is what they can get and put it in their pocket. It's not for the common good of the country. So because Bwaka and his police IG and the other man, they took gift from the trust management thing, obviously they have to allow them to operate to get their money back. See the way they are charging. See how much they are charging. See the way they are harassing people. So the entire workforce at that ministry, they're not going to be doing a job for the family to take care. Just there for inspection, you just go on the road, you say that you inspect car, that's all. Everything that has to do with finances, the president is saying as a March 1, in a scrupulously going to traffic management team. So here we are. Our information, our data, they're going to be in the hands of foreigners. So
Okay.
about us, as our past.
Okay. Thank you. I have to hold you there, brother and friend. We gotta go. Time is fast spent. This is Freedom 87.9. And of course, this is how we like to wind the curtains on this Wednesday morning edition of the Freedom Only Rise. It has been a very interesting conversations around issues relevant to the foreign march of our country. My name is Abu Sharif, and we're going to be here tomorrow to continue from exactly where we stop on other critical issues. Until we see you, do have a wonderful time and stay safe, stay out of trouble. And this is the Mother's Land. Bye-bye. Ayo, 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 ayo.